I love the phrase, good teaching is good teaching. Many of the concepts that we teach today are geared towards children with special needs. However, you will find that many of them can be applied to all learners. For example, if you have a student that is a visual learner and you bring in pictures and visual aids to help them, doing so would most likely not hinder the learning of another student and could in fact help that child learn the concept better as well. As you watch these videos, you will see that many of these concepts can support all learners. Before you even begin to teach, you want to make sure that your students are on the same playing field, so to speak. For example, if we're going to be playing soccer, you want them to understand that and not that we're talking about baseball. You often can do this through an attention getter. My students may be thinking about a lot of different things. They may be thinking about a snack, they may be thinking that I miss my mom, and I want them to be focused in on what we're going to be learning that day. I can do this with an attention getter, such as asking a little question about that topic, singing a song, showing a short video clip. But I just want to do a little something to help illustrate and gain their attention for what we're talking about today. As a teacher, I need to know what the objective is for the lessons that I'm teaching. And I need to be able to take an opportunity to clearly state for my students what it is that they're going to be learning that day. I do this by stating a clear objective at the beginning of each lesson. I also want to make sure that I'm stating this on my students' level. For example, if I were teaching something out of the Bible in Matthew, I might say to younger children or students on a lower developmental level, today we're going to learn about how to be kind to others. If I were working with older students or students on a higher developmental level, I may state, today we're going to learn about how to have charity towards our brothers and sisters. Whatever the case may be, I want to be able to clearly state a nice objective so my students know what we will be talking about that day in our lesson from the very beginning. A typical student's attention span will be about 10 to 15 minutes. When I'm working with students with special needs, their attention spans can be much lower, perhaps only 5 minutes or 30 seconds in length. I want to be sensitive to my students' attention spans and create my lessons to support their needs. I can do this by having them stand up to sing a song or come over to the back of the carpet while we tell a story. We could even walk around the church building as we tell Bible stories. Being sensitive and aware of their attention spans can help them better learn. Keep in mind, this doesn't mean that I only have 30 seconds to teach them. It means I should be aware of how long I can keep their attention for and vary my lesson and teaching time according to that. A common way to teach is often through lecturing, when in fact most of our students with special needs will learn better when our lessons can be more visual or kinesthetic. An example was a teacher who was teaching about the atonement and offered his students a piece of linen to hold as he read the scriptures about the atonement. This allowed the lesson to be more concrete and visual for his students to better understand a fairly abstract concept. A mistake often made by teachers is not giving enough wait time after they ask a question. You will typically want to give about 5 to 10 seconds of wait time after you've asked a question to your students. This would mean asking the question and giving your students an opportunity to process the question and process an answer. Students with special needs may need even more than 5 to 10 seconds of wait time. When we give our students enough wait time, we allow them the opportunity to give a good answer. Don't be nervous about silence. Silence in the classroom can often be a very powerful teacher, and my students begin to learn that they will be given the opportunity to think and process the questions that the teacher is asking. Active participation means that all of our students can be engaged in the learning process. Oftentimes as teachers, we ask a question and call on one or two students to give us an answer, and we move on. This doesn't mean that all of our students were engaged, however. When we use active participation, we use strategies like, give me a thumbs up if you agree, and I can quickly scan to see if all my students are with me or not. I can also do things like take a moment and share with somebody sitting near you about what you think about this question. This again, it gives me the opportunity for all of my students to be actively engaged in the learning process. When I use active participation, I'm increasing the participation of all of my students and not just one or two that are answering my questions. Incorporating different styles of teaching can also help my students more effectively learn what we're trying to teach them. For example, some of my students with special needs might learn something really well through music. Many of us may have things memorized because of a song we learned to help us memorize it. For example, knowing all the books in the Bible. Using music in our classrooms can be an effective way to teach our students with special needs. Another style could be using drama. I may act a story out with my students or role play something to help them better understand the concept that I'm trying to teach. Using these different styles can help my students more effectively learn the concepts that we're trying to teach. Many students benefit from having a schedule. Many of us enjoy when we attend an event having a written program to know what's going to happen. Our students are similar to this. Imagine the situation of a student being placed in a classroom. They don't know what's happening, they don't know how long they're going to be there, what's going to happen next, and finally mom shows up to take them home. Our students can really have a lot of anxiety from this setting. We can help remedy this by providing them a schedule. The schedule may have pictures or words on it, but it allows our student to know this is what's going to be happening while you're in here. And after we've done all of these things, then it's time to go home. And this can really help reduce the anxiety our students may be feeling. We're often very good at catching children when they're doing something wrong. We also want to catch them when they're doing something good and praise them for this. We will see increase the things that we give attention to. So if we're always giving attention to the bad behavior, that will typically be what we see increase. So we want to make sure we're giving adequate time to the good behavior that we want to see increase in our classrooms. We can do this in a variety of ways. We can offer praise to our students, particularly specific praise. Things like, I really like how you're looking at me. I like how you guys are sitting nicely in your seats. We can also do things like have a little jar, and as the students do good things, we can put marbles in the jar. And when the jar is all full, there can be some type of a reward that can help the students see that they're encouraged for good behavior. Catching good behavior allows us to often see that good behavior occur more frequently.